Hey guys, did you know the size of your waist can be linked to your chances of having certain health conditions like heart disease and diabetes? Measuring your waist is relatively easy, and there are charts available online to tell you what your waist size means. If you have access to a soft tape measure, that will be the easiest method. It's best to stand up with your feet shoulder width apart. You don't want any clothing between the tape and your skin, so lift up or remove any clothing as required. Loop it around your waist, making sure it isn't twisted behind you. The tape should be level or slightly above belly button height. Breathe in, then breathe out and relax. You don't want to stick your tummy out or suck it in, just try to be natural. The tape shouldn't have any slack in it, but it also shouldn't be held so tight that it's compressing your skin. If you're in any doubt about the reading, measure it a few times to make sure that it's consistent. Once you have a number, you need to find out what it means. Your waist measurement is helpful for indicating how much fat you carry around your middle. This is important because of an internal fat that sits around your organs called visceral fat. Visceral fat is associated with an increased risk of health conditions relative to other types of fat. Since people with an Asian ethnicity tend to carry more fat and less muscle at the same body weight as a white European, they're at a relatively higher risk for the same waist measurement. So the risks are not only split by sex, but by ethnicity, as well as body mass index, your BMI. When they talk about risk, it relates to your risk of high cholesterol levels, high blood pressure, and as mentioned at the beginning, your risk of heart disease and diabetes. Let's start with women. So they are at a low risk if they have a BMI in the healthy range and their waist is below 80 centimeters. Their risk increases if they are overweight, as defined by their BMI, and have a waist between 80 and 88 centimeters. The highest risk is if they are overweight or obese with a waist above 88 centimeters, or for Asian women, it only needs to be above 80 centimeters. For men, the low risk group is a healthy BMI and a waist circumference below 94 centimeters. Again, for Asian men, this is stricter and would need to be under 90 centimeters. Increased risk is if they are overweight, as defined by their BMI, and have a waist between 94 and 102 centimeters. The highest risk is if they are overweight or obese with a waist above 102 centimeters, which is a 40-inch waist or higher. While our clothes serve as a useful guide as to whether we're gaining or losing inches on our body, it's still worth measuring your waist at least once a year to see whether it's trending upwards over time. Thanks for watching.